Keepers, shall we? Where we're 5 away from 8. Let's see if we can race through. Excuse me. I'm by myself. I'm not coughing near anybody, don't worry. By myself here on set. Newspapers very quickly, City Press. And this is a story that we spoke about a couple of weeks ago. You can see it there behind me on our video wall. Underage birth rate crisis. And I'm so glad that finally the media started to actually call this what it was. It's the state and civil society calling for the issue to be treated as a statutory rape epidemic. Thousands of girls between the ages of 10 and 14 were impregnated. Trends of teenage pregnancy over a 4-year period. This is 10 to 14 years of age and 15 to 19 years of age. So 10 to 14 years, just think about that. That is underage pregnancy. That is also underage sex, or as they're calling it, statutory rape. Between April 2020 and March 2021, there were 4,053 girls aged between 10 and 14 years who gave birth. What I want to know, South Africa, is where are the men? Where are the boys involved in this that have now left these poor girls in this crisis, as the City Press calls it? Let's also head over to the Sunday World. I don't want to take too much time. I want to look at sports news with Jay as well. The Sunday World, here it is, and I'm sure Jeffrey will talk about the 90 million tax storm for the Kaiser Chiefs boss in a moment. But first, the Sunday World never giving much away on their front page. There it is, Blades out for Nzimande. A team will go to Jeffrey on Sport now. Blades out for Nzimande. A plot to oust the long-serving SACP leader, and allegations of tribalism rocking the ANC ally as well. So that's the Sunday World. Now, let's go over to Jeffrey Stevens. As we look at the top of that, Jeff, I know you've got your own papers. There it is on screen for us. And Kaiser Chiefs boss at the centre of 90 million rand tax storm. While we talk about that, what do you have in what I think is... What page of the newspaper is this?
That's the City Press.
There we go.
And, yeah, there's plenty to ponder as far as the City Press sports headlines are concerned. Bafana did well against Zimbabwe on Friday, but they have a tougher assignment coming up tomorrow as far as the World Cup qualifiers are concerned. Ghana, always a tough opponent, and they will be up next for Bafana. And that
was a 1-1 draw last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, that particular article focuses on the importance of doing well in your home fixtures as far as these qualifiers are concerned. There's also a quick note on the Bulls-Sharks final. The Bulls have been the form team for very long in the domestic arena, and the Sharks have it all to do going to Loftus-Versfeld to beat them in that particular Currie Cup final.
Stop there. You knew I was going to ask you. I told you earlier I was going to ask you. So
yes.
If you had to call it?
I think it's the Bulls to lose. They have been the dominant force, and they've showed against the Western Province side on Friday that they comfortably ran over Western Province. So,
Looked like a rugby practice.
It's going to be a tough ask for the Sharks to upset the favourites, the Bulls there. And just quickly a note on the women's football. Sundowns ladies edge closer to a CAF star, looking to replicate their male counterparts. They have now gone ahead. It's the inaugural competition as far as the ladies on the African continent is concerned. And they've now gone ahead and qualified for this competition proper. It's a regional thing, so they will represent the Southern African region and compete against 7 of the other regional counterparts. And hopefully they can do Southern Africa proud and do what the male counterparts did in 2016 and also get an African star for competing in the African Women's Champions League. That would be absolutely amazing.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Okay, I think we're going to take a minute here very quickly. Let's head over to the Sunday World Sport. And I would normally go for anything that SAFA is doing to help Bafana and Banyana, but there's 2 big stories here. But can we talk Bafana and Banyana for a moment, a new regime, a new pay regime? Hopefully good news. I haven't read the full article, but good news or bad news?
Look, it has everything to do with SAFA looking at the possibility of closing the gap as far as the incentives and salary payments for the national players, both men and women, are concerned. And the motivating factor is, comparatively speaking, the women have outshone the men as far as Bafana and Banyana are concerned. So they are using that as an argument to close the gap as far as the difference between what the women earn and what the men earn. And then the other story also on Sunday World is particularly interesting because there was huge fanfare with the Royal AM acquiring the status of Bloemfontein Celtic going into the new season. And Friday, this story hit, and it's obviously a developing story, with players stating that they were not getting paid for their first month with the new team. And that for me is particularly concerning because the PSL gave guarantees that the deal was above board. Yeah. The new owners came in with a good, sound business plan to maintain the ability to pay these players. And already it's month one and there's some issues. Plenty to ponder as far as the PSL is concerned as regards that particular story.
The ponderings of the PSL, always fun, isn't it? Jeffrey Stevens, thanks very much to you. It's the Sunday World Sport and also the City Press Sport as well. Plenty coming